Hello and welcome to Waste Breakfast. We will discuss about everything governance, mental health, self-development, and of course, entertainment. My name is God's Beauty Israel, and I'm joined by my amazing co-anchor, Joy.
Hi.
How are you, baby?
I'm fine.
How you doing?
doing?
I'm good.
Jinx.
I think I don't know. No, somehow, I think I'm good somehow. Okay, the weekend was a bit crazy for me because, I had, let me even just share what I did. So on Friday, I think I left here a bit late, right? I got home. I had to like take care of a whole lot of stuff I refused to take care of from on Monday. So I took care of some of them. Then on Saturday, I washed my clothes, took care of the house, so it was sparkling. Then I had to go to the market because my customers were on my neck. And oh, my shoes, you need to get them prepared. Oh, I need a necklace and all of those things. I had to like get it for them. I think I stayed in the market for like more than 5 hours. So I literally came back late. I think I go back home either at 6 or at like to 7. Right? I had to prepare dinner.
I'm
It
just
was
to your
crazy.
itinerary.
Huh.
And at some point, I just feel like,
No.
okay, thank you, Jesus. I'm not the only one
No.
who usually have a crazy weekend.
No.
Because
Hey.
I bet you since January this year up till date, I have had crazy weekends.
Crazy
I've not had a
ones.
weekend where
I
I had
swear.
a proper rest.
I feel like this past weekend was even more crazier than any other because I had a whole lot of. On Sunday, I went to church on the mainland. That took like more than 3 hours. From there, we were like together with other friends. They're like, oh, let's stop in this place. You have to eat, blah, blah, blah. It was kind of cool because, we were just going everywhere. We were seeing how nice buildings, we went shopping and all of that. But when I now got to my house, and I stretched my legs, so then I knew that, hey, I literally did bat into myself.
Oh
it was
my
crazy,
God.
but it's all good. How about you, Joy? How's your weekend?
Just like I said, it's been crazy weekends for me back to back, right from January this year till date. And guess what? It's going to be like this until the 19th of May, where I finally get to say, oh, yes, I did a thing, or we rather did a thing, my team and I. And hopefully it's really taking a toll on me because almost every second of the day I am speaking to this person. I'm in this, oh, have you done this? Oh, where are we on this? I'm following up back to back. I'm calling people. It's a whole lot. At some point, I think it was it Friday night breaking, Saturday morning, or Saturday night breaking, Sunday morning. I couldn't sleep. I was trying to sleep, but it wasn't working. And I was scared, having a bit of anxiety and pressure to feel like, oh my God, what is this thing? I don't want this thing to fail. God, please. I am so scared. And I couldn't close my eyes at all. At some point, I almost cried. I said, well, what's the worst that can happen? To me, it's a learning phase. It's something you'd want to look back at the end of the day to say, oh, yes,
I did this.
we went through this, and yeah, it's happening. That's it for me.
Yeah, I feel like that's what life is about, really, because you have to take the risks. Ben Casting will tell you that you keep taking the risks, because the truth is, with time, the truth is, when I see the way I see failure, I don't see failure like the way people see failure. I see failure as well like a stepping stone to success. You remember when we spoke about behavior, right? We're still on it. When we said success does not just happen just like that. It's those efforts that you've taken. And trust me when I say those efforts are the failures.
Of course.
You keep failing until you actually succeed. Look at this very beautiful story, 7-Up. If you know the story, the background story,
right.
how he tried making the first time, the second time, until he got to 7, the seventh, and you drink 7-Up today.
Exactly.
So there are a whole lot of success stories, and when you look at it, you know that failure is actually not a big deal. It's just like a stepping stone to your success. So yes, right on that, we'll be discussing a very interesting subject today. Beyond the headlines, we've always been beyond the headlines. We've always been going depth into those, those headlines things, because the truth is, it's not enough to just know what's going on, and we can't prefer solutions to those problems. So yes, we'll be dealing on that today. But before we even dive into that, right, let's take a moment to catch up on the latest headlines around the globe. Please stay with us. You're watching Waste Breakfast. I'll be taking you on a captivating journey across Africa with The Punch, Nigeria's prime newspaper. The major headlines read recapitalization raise, top banks targets $3 billion fund in foreign capital markets. Access, Guaranteed Trust Holding Company, United Bank of Africa, First Bank of Nigeria, Zenith may issue Euro bonds, lenders seek shareholders for rights issue. Banking stocks sell-off lead 633 billion naira equity market loss. Tier 2 banks M&A likely, Fitch analyst. Bottom of the newspaper, let freed Chibok girls reunite with families, community tell government. Yoruba Nation, security beefed up in southwest government houses. No five-star treatment for Bobrisky, says NSC officials. Iran, Israel, Nigeria, G7 urge ceasefire. World leaders condemn attack. Above the masthead, Labour asks federal government to unveil new minimum wage May 1st. 720 billion naira lost to lower crude production in 2 months, says report. Humanitarian Ministry, Economic and Financial Crime Commission recovers fresh $445,000, 3 billion naira. Lastly, at the right side of the masthead, tariff hike, federal government begs workers as electricity union insists on strike. And that's all on the headline for the Punch newspaper. The headline that piqued my interest is the major headline as usual. That says recapitalization raise. Oh, sorry.
Just continue.
I think
Just continue like that.
I think it's due.
Yes, I knew it was going to happen. I was eagerly waiting.
Okay.
You know, we had a conversation backstage.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I knew you were going to fall for this. So just
no,
go ahead.
I'm not doing that.
Go ahead
but
with what
I
you
mean,
were saying.
no, that actually piqued my interest. But I feel like there's one other I want to speak about. That I mean, I think we both actually
That's the
resonate
point.
to
So just leave it for me and go
It's a lie.
ahead.
It's a lie. I'm not doing that. So yes, I'll be taking the the headline that piqued my interest, secondly, is the headline at the bottom. Yeah, that says, let's free Chibok girls reunite with families. Community tells government. So yes, the Kabaruk Area Development Association, that's Chibok, has told the Borno State government to allow the Chibok schoolgirls so far rescued from Boko Haram to reunite with their families. The community made the demand at the press conference held in the Unity Fountain in Abuja on Sunday to commemorate to the 10th anniversary of the adoption of the Chibok girls in April 2014. So far, out of 276 adopted Chibok girls, 187 have been rescued and reunited with their family. So, I mean, I think this is good news. Good news, but not good news, you know. Because, I mean, this is like a decade now, 2014, and, I mean, this is April, so yeah, it's a decade now. It's a decade. A decade and probably today, like making a day or like some hours,
yes.
You know. So I would say it's a good news because, I mean, most of the Chibok girls, or do I say Chibok women now? Because, I mean, as at the time they were...
I wish to call Chibok women.
Seriously, it's not even funny because, I mean, as at the time they were abducted or do I say kidnapped, they were between the age of 16, 18 years. So imagine someone that's been kidnapped at the age of 18. A decade from now, you're 28. So it is, this just brings us back to the fact that government really needs to re-strategize on this whole security thing, on the plans or the strategy or the structure that they have in place right now when it comes to the security bases. I think they really need to look at those structures and probably restructurize because, I mean, it just shows that it's not working. Look at children that were adopted a decade from now. That's 2014, and I mean, not even all of them are freed. Do you know the funny part? We don't even know how those girls came out alive. Where they were holding them captive, we don't know. How they came out, how they succeeded in running out, you know. I was reading newspaper, it was said there that some of them ran when they were like transporting them, you know, going from one state to another and all of that. So they are still in this country, and the securities, the NPF, the EFCC, all of you that is in the security body, you guys have not fished out who these criminals are. We just have a name. Oh, it's the Boko Haram. Who are the Boko Haram? No, seriously, it's not funny
God.
because imagine now, I'm just looking at my age and a 10 years out of it. Do you know that things have changed in the, like in the space of 10 years? Do you know how many things things that have taken place? There's a whole lot of technology that has happened. It's just like somebody that have not come out. Imagine you've not come out for 10 years. You don't know what's going on. And it just boils down to the fact that you guys are in a system, or you have people that are supposed to be taking care of you, and they are not doing that.
Take it away from in the space of 10 years, what technology has even gotten up or not even gotten up. I'll use myself as an example. In the space of 10 years, I have become a producer.
A better version of yourself.
In the space of 10 years, I have become a presenter. In the space of 10 years, I have become a project manager. Now, can you now picture what these goals would have been by now?
That is my problem.
That is the most heartbreaking part of the story. You have entirely ruined someone's career. Someone's career is entirely ruined because of what? Anyways, Auntie, are you done?
I mean, I feel no, seriously, it's
God,
just really devastating.
Nigeria know how to you.
That is just the right
That is
sentence.
what they will say. Not my words anyway.
No,
These are
seriously.
not my words, but then again, I feel like that prayer
That is the prayer.
It's a bit interesting when Nigeria not happen to you.
These people went to school. Like, they were in school when they were adopted now. Imagine, we were talking about what happened in Kaduna.
I was even going to get there. Because tell me why somebody will not have mind to come and kidnap something, how many people from a school, and tell you that you need to pay how many $1 billion ransom to it. Because they've seen that you have given a trajectory that if you kidnap these children, there's nothing I can do, so you might as well stay with them. And that's why they'll tell you, okay, no problem. Since you guys, I don't know what. God's beauty. So still on this African space, today I'm going to be making a difference because when I traveled, I took a flight down to the international space. I said, okay, let me see what's going on today in the different part of the world aside Nigeria. Of course, it's a blessing Nigeria better because it's just so war. I'm saying Israel rage of war, missile. I say, you know what? I'm not going to start my week like this.
So you want to stick
in the name of God? I will not speak about war today. We are supposed
to either sue you or you pay fine.
No, don't worry. I'm not going to speak about war today. So today, my dearly beloved, my fellow Nigerians, I'm going to be reviewing my newspaper this morning from the Vanguard newspaper in Nigeria. The major story reads: tariff hike, TCN discos breaker overfalling 20-hour supply. And, oh, Gosbiti, I'm back to your kind of story.
No,
at the bottom left of the newspaper, it reads: Chibok girls, U.S. renews commitment to Nigeria's anti-terrorism efforts. Now, the rider under it says 21 released girls came with 34 children, 91 still unaccounted for, and that's the report on page 9 and 25 of that newspaper. Right beside that, I have, what's this? Okay. Right beside that, I have in sports, Super Eagles coach, pendulum swings against Finidi. And above the masthead, the top left of the newspaper, I have breach of contract. Shell sues Venture Global in U.S. court. Beside that, Oyo invasion. Attackers decreased in foreign military camouflage. Beside that is global condemnation trails Iran's attack on Israel. Oh, he even made it to Nigerian stories. You see, I dodged it and it came back to me here again. And right next to that, finally, I have Edo Gubar. APC rank swells with 9 defectors. Oshimolo apologizes to Urogide. And the rider underneath that says, Edo government condemns clash between Labour Party candidate Chiniben S. Eugene. And briefly, the story I just want to review this morning is in line with what Gosbiti reviewed for us today. That says, Chibok girls, U.S. renews commitment to Nigeria's anti-terrorism efforts. Now, as an international girl who I am, I'd always want to come from the international space. So you've come to tell us this morning that the community is coming up to say they need to free up the other and release the other girls,
so that they can
release them back
with
to their families.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to come from the international angle of this story. Now, U.S. is renewing their commitment to Nigeria to fight against anti-terrorism efforts. Now, as Nigeria marks a decade since the tragic abduction of the 276 schoolgirls in Chibok, Borno State, the United States has reiterated its unwavering support for the country in combating terrorism and safeguarding its populace. Now, the U.S., in a statement by the U.S. Embassy, Aisha Gambari, noted that it stood alongside the Nigerian government in its pursuit of bolstering security, holding accountable those responsible for attacks, and ensuring the welfare of its citizens. Now, first off, I want to point out something to Nigeria, and I'm going to come from Nigeria media angle. Is there a reason why we're speaking about 10 years of Chibok girls, and we are not seeing it on the major story of our newspaper? I checked your newspaper this morning.
Yes,
it was at the bottom, at the bottom part of the newspaper.
Yes.
I went to Vanguard, the same thing this morning. It was at the bottom, and I checked. I did a research on few other newspapers in Nigeria. It was still at the bottom of the story. Now, guess what?
Yeah.
I went to the international stories. It wasn't there. But guess what again? Now I'm coming back to Nigerian stories. The international story of Israel war is at the top of our newspaper. So can you see that clearly?
Misplaced prioritization.
Prioritization is one thing.
Okay.
Misplaced priority is literally now eating deep into the fabrics of this nation. We're literally having a lot of misplaced priority. Because this is something that has dealt with us. It was like a slap on the face of the country.
It is not, it is like, it is a slap.
That 276 young girls are missing. And it has to need the intervention of an international body before you can rescue 276 girls. Hello, do you know how many people that have gotten missing in the United States? And have you ever heard a day
that is the thing.
They come to meet you and say, we are waiting, or the Nigerian government is going to... Come on, can we be serious for once?
You will not even... I don't think there's any time where you see a story like that.
For once in our life, can we just be serious? In this Nigeria, can we literally be serious? At some point, it struck a chord to me. I said, wait though. Chibok girls, it's more than 10 years. And the best place you could put this report is, how will I take a newspaper and the first place I think I want to go to is underneath the newspaper? I want to see what is the major headline. You want to come and tell me tariff this, tariff that. Who doesn't know about tariff? You've given me this tariff since last week.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with all the band A, band B. Some of us have not even get band, but we deal with that. No problem. We're used to the sufferings or to the Paris and Nigeria. We'll deal with it. But stories like this are supposed to make major headlines, because guess what? An international body picks up this newspaper now. They want to say, okay, what is the major thing that is happening across boards?
I agree.
Look, I came this morning to say I'm not going to go into any international newspaper, because I bet you every single newspaper, Daily Telegraph, New York Times, Guardian newspaper, Daily Times, all of them had, even Financial Times as a financial newspaper, it was carrying the top story that they were carrying was this Israel war. And this Israel war now made to make our top headline at the upright part of the story, of the newspaper. Meanwhile, the one that concerns us the most, ganga, that we need to say, let's put this out. If we don't have help, let's seek for help. Right? It's now underneath as part. It doesn't make anything. No worry, no be my picking lead there. It's not fair. Honestly speaking, it is not fair. I really think we can do better in this country, because it is really, really unfair that 276 girls have been missing for 10 good years. And we are here coming to say, okay, can't we just come and say the whole entire 276 girls has been reported, have been found? God, if I say rubbish this morning, have mercy on me, dear Lord. And then we get to hear that, people that embarked on this terrorist act have been brought to book. Come on, you can't leave terrorists flying out there.
When did you not
do you want me to be?
When they did not even give us the gist on how they were found, how they were able to rescue themselves, where they were held hostage, all of those things we don't know about it.
I bet you,
so
Nigeria is dramatic.
Do I even say we are lucky to even be aware that this amount of girls were actually rescued?
Nigeria is dramatic. 10 years after, we didn't hear anything from any of the presidents. Even the president that is there right now, you were in this country when this thing happened 10 years ago. It's not like you were out of the country. You were literally in this country. You saw it happen. And now you're the president. What stops you from lending a voice? You're waiting for you. Now go there, all right.
I mean, just like I would always say that there are a whole lot of things happening globally, right? So I just feel like this is on the doorstep of the government to do better because it is their responsibilities. That's why they are government in the first place. We'll be going on a short break, guys. I know for sure that you're super excited because I am. We're diving straight to the topic of today. I already told you that. So let's go on a short break and let's definitely come back and give you that. Stay with us.
Realistically speaking, there's no way you tell me that somebody, somewhere, somehow doesn't have an inkling of what's going on. In those villages, okay, fine, we say, okay, there are rural areas and all. Does it mean that they do not have security? You mentioned something about, okay, how long will it take them to get there? The truth is that I don't think those people even exist. Like the law enforcement agencies, I don't think they even exist in those areas, because how far away is the forest that they've taken 200 people into? That first of all, you can't hear voices. You can't see footprints. Did they burrow holes? Are they rabbits? Did they pass through holes that were burrowed?
No evidence.
Do you not have the topography of the area? I mean,
Today we'll be discussing an interesting topic, which is beyond the headlines, right? Remember, you can join this conversation by either sending us an SMS or a WhatsApp message. Or yes, calling. The numbers are displayed on the screen. So yes, joy.
Girls.
Girls.
Your name is too long.
Wahala. There's so many. That's the problem. Or these are the issues. I've heard God's beauty. You call me beauty. There's GB, the lady vibe, TLV, bro. There are a whole lot now. The lady vibe.
Come on, choose one place in your life.
No. It is on you.
The lady vibe. Now they'll still call you.
It is on you.
again.
No, it's on you, really. If you want to call me, there are people that actually call me TLV, right? They feel like the lady vibe is too long. There are people that call me vibe. Like you remember DNA, right?
TLV sounds like an electronic company.
Jesus. All right, vibe works. I wanted to even tell you DNA. Remember DNA?
I was about to say
DNA calls me Amebo.
No, man.
So literally, there's a reason why he calls me Amebo. It's not. There was a program I was handling at some point in my life that had to do with like relationship Amebo and all of this.
No,
things.
you reach. No, for that
yeah.
I can access to it.
So yes, he calls me. That's why he calls me Amebo. So yeah.
You fit in. No,
What's
you
that?
are Amebo in relation to trust.
Oh yes. So I mean, beyond the headlines, I feel like I've literally explained what that beyond the headlines actually mean, right? We just diving straight to like give more details and prefer solutions to those. It's not. I mean, those headlines that we talked about last week, and we just feel like let's literally talk about this some more so that people get to listen, just in case you didn't see those, like you didn't see when we were explaining all of those headlines last week, if you didn't get to see them, it's better today you can see us talk about it. So yes, the first headline is accident on Third Mainland Bridge. Accident on the Third Mainland Bridge. So yes, I remember when you talked about the fact. Okay, first off, let's start with the Third Mainland Bridge was actually opened this month on the 4th of April, right? And since then, I think we've actually recorded like 2 to 3 accidents that have happened in that space. I remember when you were saying, I know there's, it made like one of like the headlines in the newspaper, right? And I remember when you were talking about the fact that it's important that it's not enough that the road is now new, is now beautiful. May nobody go they drive like a boki for that road.
I was even going to just ask you this morning right now as we're talking.
Yeah.
Did you predict or did you expect this accident?
Did I? I would say I did expect it because
God, I was expecting it to happen.
Nigerians will always
Let's
be
leave
Nigerians. You know?
It's not a Nigerian thing. It's
Then
a Lagos Danfo problem thing.
Say the Lagos Danfo.
No, to God, I was expecting this to happen.
Okay.
Something literally told me that it's not going to take a while. Something is going to happen on that road. Because we are so used to, I'll just say that all these Danfo drivers were used to the road being spots and potholes and everything.
Yeah.
So they shall know how to. They got their body system was a bit used to anyhow rougher, but this thing will feel like wage me back and stuff like that. So now that it has been locked for a long while, so they didn't really ply that road. Now the road they've been plying was not smooth neither, so it's not something like they had something to rehearse with. Right, it was also rough, so they were still used with that rough magnitude. Now coming to a smooth path. Do you know how smooth that road is? It's a brand new road. And you want to apply that same force to it. Are you joking? So what I really would have thought would have happened was that to avoid this, LASTMA, as opposed to going to stand on the road to look for traffic defaulters, or LASTMA or any other traffic or road regulation agency, there would have been a proper sensitization.
So what would you prefer as solution?
I would prefer a sensitization as a solution, because guess what? If you have opened this road, you say, okay, the road is finally open, but on no account must anybody ply this road. Everybody go to NTA. We go to NTA like this. That's why it's a government. It's not only to come and be spreading bad news for us. We're tired of hearing bad news in this country. Let's just deal with the problems we have back end without airing it out. We come to an NTA. And then the Minister of Works and Transportation, or better still, head of any of these traffic agencies and road agencies, come up to say, okay, this is the road and we are done with it. It is open, but right now, nobody can apply it. We have to sensitize you. This is the speed limit you have to apply on the road.
I thought they said there's a speed limit.
That is talking. That is talking. Are you understanding the fact that places that have smooth road in this country, you don't get to really see this downfall there. They don't really go there. Where you see them majorly are places that are rough. So they are used to rough life and they have the speed they run with it. And let's be clear that most of the times, most of them are don't know when they are driving. So it's only nice that you sensitize these people. And also, it would be nice for individual, private car owners also. Because guess what? I have a car and I'm trying to drive carefully. But a Danfo is driving madly beside me. And Lagos will always be Lagos. When Lagos problem enters your head, you don't even think of yourself the second time. You just want to hit it and just tough with it, because that's Lagos lifestyle. At the end of the day, we are singing story. Oh, it happened. Oh, accident. Everybody's in the water. Guess what? That's a water. It's close to the bridge. I mean, sorry, it's close to a big river there. That's almost like Atlantic Ocean. So you want to create proper sensitization before even allowing people to ply that road. Because I foresaw this coming. I knew somehow it might happen.
Okay, so I hear you, right? But what I feel is, first off, I think there was no proper I understand the whole, they're used to the roughness and all of that, but I just think naturally, or do I say Lagos-wise, these bus drivers are not properly, how do I put this now? They are being very reckless, right? Because, but I don't see a reason why you should get used to a rough road. Seriously, I don't see why you should get. I mean, when you were taking your driving license, did they teach you on a rough road?
Which road did they teach you on? Smooth road. How many smooth road do we have in this country?
That means you didn't go to a proper driving school then. It's true.
You went
to the roadside to go and learn driving.
Because on a scale of 10, 10, on a scale of 10, no, hear me well. On a scale of 10, on 10% is that all the Danfo drivers did not go to driving school.
Then that is where our problem starts from.
They didn't go to driving school.
I feel like as they are checking out for this, what's the name now? All this, their license, plate number, registration, whatever. Oh, do you have your papers, your particulars? I feel like having a driving license certificate or a card that proves that you actually went for a proper driving training is important.
But even
they should add that to whatever they show the regulators, the traffic regulators. I'm not joking. Because you cannot tell me now that you're getting used to a rough road. Wait till you stay learn. Which road do you stay learn when you start driving?
My dear.
No, this is the foundation. If the foundation of a building is not,
how would it not stand?
Do you understand?
But then again, God's beauty. Let's be honest. Some private car owners, ocean users, they didn't go to driving school.
That is the problem. We need to. I'm not talking.
So
I'm not talking
driving
basically
school is not going to teach you if the road is smooth or not. It's basically teaching you how to drive a car.
Yes, but you just told me now that they got used to it.
And driving school also uses the rough road out there.
Ha.
I've seen some, at least I could say.
A proper driving school.
Which road do you want to apply? You want to drive on the air?
I thought.
Or is it Third Mainland Bridge that they finish fixing and they want to go there and teach people how to drive?
I feel like there are proper driving schools. Like, I think there's a school my dad went. They have a very big field and all of those things.
That is the thing. That's a field.
Even the pothole part, they have that too. So you drive. No, they teach you how to actually maneuver your way around straight roads, right? And also roads that are like this. That
permits me to ask
that have potholes.
Permits me to ask you this question. When did your father go to driving school? Exactly. Thank you for answering my question. That's alone the answer to the question.
I think, okay.
I don't need to hear what your answer is. I can see the answer to the question. But see, Nigeria is Nigeria. And again, may Nigeria not happen to you. Even the driving school, make use of these roads. And that's why we've been crying since. Fix all the damn roads. Sorry for using that word, right?
Okay.
I'm just not really happy with you guys in Nigeria this morning.
Then another thing is, most of these bus drivers, right? They enter the road. If I tell you what happened to me this morning, I don't know. Something's always happening to me recently in the morning.
It's just the way it happened to you.
I was coming this morning, and I told you about how stressful I was. So I could not work long distance, right? So I literally needed to get a bus as quick as possible. So as I was waiting there, I saw one bus. Then the guy said, "Oh, come in." I went in. Oh yeah, he was taking us. I was really pressing us at that time. He was taking me. It didn't even get 5 minutes. The bus started coughing. Before you know, it stopped. Okay, what's going on with your vehicle? Sir, I don't know. Ma check. I just came down from the bus. I started doing my trekking. Then after a few minutes, the guy came up to catch up with me again. I was like, I enter, don't do that. You don't go spoil again. I enter. In the next 10 minutes, it stopped again.
Even plenty.
I just sit down for it. I'm like, God, what's going on here?
Even plenty.
I literally even asked him, what's going on? You know what? Let's quickly go on a short break because I feel like I am so angry right now. You see these bus drivers? I don't know. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we have a whole lot of headlines that we need to talk about. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us, guys. So, yes, if you're just tuning in, we're on the topic beyond the headlines. And before now, we are talking about those road users and what happened in the Third Mainland Bridge, right? You see all these people that are dragging me. See, my Lord is not sleeping. Do you understand? I'm a naked wire. My Lord is not sleeping. I have a Benz.
Exactly.
In the dream world.
We already see your comments. People are dragging us. We have no, you're on his dream world. I have a physical Benz.
Oh wow.
Of course. I have a Legacy Benz.
Legacy.
Sierra.
You know what she means.
You can't drag it. Sierra. I don't use fuel. I I work on clean energy.
Hey!
Yeah.
It's not on the air or literally all.
Vitamin A, vitamin B,
vitamin D
carbohydrates,
too,
protein, vitamin, mineral. I work on clean energy. I don't
Holy
use
Ghost.
fuel, please.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Truthfully, I didn't see that coming, but it's fine. So yes, running on to the next headline, right? Let's talk a bit about Bobrisky. So yeah, Bobrisky is sentenced to 6 months in prison for mishandling Nigerian Naira note. So I mean, before now, we've actually, I think that was on Friday or so, where we spoke about the fact that she's in custody and she's going for trial and all of this.
You want to say he?
Oh,
because
because
Bobrisky admitted in court that he's a man. So now officially, I will call you he. If you like, come back. I will call you he.
So he, Mr. Idris, right? So yes, he came out. I don't understand what Joy problem is, but moving on, right? So I mean, right now he's in prison for 6 months, right, for mishandling Nigerian Naira notes. And just like we talked about, mishandling Naira notes include the squeezing, the stamping, tearing, anything that has to do with it. It's just like handled it like the way you handle probably something precious to you. I think that's literally like, that's the end part, really. I think that's the angle they really are coming from, because the more you mishandle money, you tear it, how would other country personnel see us? How would other citizens of other countries see us? I don't think I've actually seen somebody hold dollar and probably spraying it out and all of these things. I think it's just a Nigeria thing, but I mean, the Constitution has come out to say the Act, that's the CBN Act, the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007, Section 21, subsection 1 and 2, talked about it. The whole imprisonment thing, you've been imprisoned for 6 months if you're caught mishandling funds, mishandling Naira notes, before I say funds, mishandling Naira notes. If you're caught mishandling it, either you're paying, what's the sum, 50,000 Naira, or you're paying 60, that you're paying a fine, or you're going for 6 months.
Off the top of my head, I just want to ask a question, just outside the box itself. Handling the Naira notes properly, would it gain the Naira? Are we going to be seeing anytime soon that a Naira is now up to $1, or at least 16 Naira?
It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I just want, is that, as I said, outside the box, just off the top of my head,
it has nothing to do with it. But I think it just comes from, giving the country respect. It's just like the Nigeria flag. If you're caught with the Nigeria flag, probably stepping on it, or it's stained or something, you would actually be held responsible too.
Same country that stained their flag. Big up.
I tell you that I don't know what Joy problem is this morning, but seriously,
I beg you.
I think it just comes with the whole make Nigeria look better. Where Tinubu on during the Ramadan season time, where he spoke about the fact that we should hold the integrity of Nigeria. We should not allow other people see it as, we don't suffer finish, or we are not connected, or we are not together, or we are not united. I think it's just coming from that angle of making Nigeria look good. So I mean, that's it basically.
Well, for me on this Bobrisky story, I think it's I like the fact that the National Security Council, that's NSC, has come up to put a disclaimer that there's not going to be any 5-star treatment for Bobrisky, because I know that emotions flying everywhere here and there. There might be some imagination or just speculation that even if not 6 months they give him, or they give to him rather, he might be having some preferential treatment, and because of his circumstance, I mean, he's not even the influential stature or anything. Considering the kind of story, the circumstances surrounding himself, I mean, being a he, a she, very confused human being, and now he's admitting that he's a he. Well, I think a lot of people were even asking questions, okay, which particular prison now will you guys put him? But since he's confirmed that he's a he, I think they had to put him in the male ward, in the prison. So now again, the question is, putting him there, you're putting him at the open space to a lot of maltreatment and a lot of battering. So people are now thinking that maybe he's just going to pay his way through, because they saw him carrying a box. I can't, Jesus God.
Okay,
I saw that picture.
I saw that,
and I'm like, wait, what's happening? They sent you to prison 6 months. Are you going to enjoy? Why are you coming traveling back?
Yeah, I
and
saw
then
that.
carrying box and you're rolling. I'm like, oh wow. Maybe I say, this reason, you know, bad as they describe her for us. So, but then again, it's nice that the National Security Council has come out to put a disclaimer that no preferential treatment or 5-star treatment will be given to him. It's just going to be treated like every other convicted prisoner in the country. So, hey, I hope this teaches him a lesson, and to everyone also out there, especially our social media influencers, I hope this serves as a great warning for them.
Big on social media influencers, especially the ones on Instagram. Because I think those Instagram influencers are literally the one influencing these things sometimes. You know, I spoke about the movie that I watched, and the beginning of the movie, literally, they're spraying phones. So imagine maybe probably like a 7-year-old watching with me. Trust me when I say that person will see it as a normal thing, you know. So I think we have to now be conscious. We have to be aware. Intentionality now that, okay, this is not just about EFCC, right? This is about what the Act, what the Constitution is saying. This is what the law is saying. So we need to now start working on it. Because trust me when I say, I think this now should go round to all sectors, so that you know now that, okay, spraying money, stepping on it, probably squeezing it, stamping on it, tearing it, all those conductors that used to fold money like what I don't know, you guys should be aware too. Now that, I mean, doing all of those things, it means you're mishandling the Naira note. So yes, going on to the next headline. Controversy erupts as Peter Obi donates borehole to Nottingham State. I like this story because it's an interesting one.
Very interesting.
In this same country, we complain about the fact that, oh, the government is not doing well, the government is saying this, the government is doing that. And I remember when there was a time where we spoke about the fact that in a country like Nigeria, we need some kind of help, right? Some kind of, there should be a kind of system that should be running in the Nigeria government where it's even down to the non-privileged are taken care of. I've forgotten the right word we used then, but George, you remember when we spoke about where we said a certain amount of money should be given, you know, to the less privileged, to the undergraduate and all of that. And you were coming from the angle of the government should not just do it. They should just leave it to the private sectors, because even before now, we've had like the NGOs that are already doing their thing, right? They're already taking care of some, like the orphans and you know, there are some NGOs that also take care of like the old people, that take care of the people with disabilities and all of that.
Oh, so, God,
sorry.
I don't know wait till finish things, because wait, there's no time. There's something I quickly want to tackle. I've been waiting for you to finish things. Leave all the story you're speaking here, because all this one you're speaking is English language. Now let's come and face people that are making this whole thing a controversy. And I want to ask you a very interesting question.
Okay.
You said that I'm going to. Okay, the story is out there.
This is Joy talking now.
Some people came out to say they are very disappointed in Peter Obi because he went to Kaduna State to go and do what? To go and dig borehole. He left his state. He left Lagos. He left Anambra. He left the Eastern State, and he came to the Northern State to come and dig borehole. My first question is, which of you people have thought about these people in Kaduna to say, let's go and dig borehole for them?
Right.
That's my very first question. So in you that's, okay, you are in the Kaduna State, you are in the northern side, you don't want a visitor, you don't want an outsider. You that is in your state, what have you done to help the community where you are? You see that misplaced priority is the #1 sickness we have in this country. Both government officials, let's leave corruption. Corruption is a story. Misplaced priority is a sickness in this country, both government officials and citizens. Because why are you coming to just have a problem? The man, did he come and tell you that I'm doing it because I want to run for election, or because no, I lost election? Did he state it? If he did not state it, why are you bringing words out of the man's mouth?
Yeah, some people are just looking at it. And
if it's a disappointment for him, why did you not do it? You that he's speaking, what have you done for community so far to help people? Do you know the amount of help now he has given to the people in this state, in this community to be precise? Do you know how grateful they are to him? Do you know the amount of God bless you they're already praying for him? Just they're kind matter when no concern you put on top of your head. Say, now your problem is that's when we have a lot of things to deal with. Come on, Nigerians, people should stop, get off this game, I beg. Leave the man to do the thing he wants to do. Whether it's with sorry to say, he's not the only presidential aspirant that came during the 2023 election. He was not the only presidential aspirant. The one that finally won the election and the other aspirants, what have they done so far So people are the one blaming, and they kidnap people, they've not released them, and they do this. It's not better than coming to hear, my dear fellow Nigerians, in this Easter period, in this Ramadan period, I pray we all be holy. Please. Somebody is doing something. Let's be grateful for once in this country. Whether it's small or it's big, let's be grateful for once and stop being controversial. Can we just be united for once? Let unity speak. To say wherever you come from, we don't care. So long you do the work, we are grateful. I beg, if this controversy for somebody else LGBT, I beg.
Okay, so I agree with you 100%, to be serious. No, honestly, right? Because even Tonto DK came to even say...
Like, do you understand?
I'm like,
come on, ma. Come on, ma.
Not you.
Come on, ma.
I think she also
are you serious right now?
At one time. I'm like, not you.
Are you serious? It's a disappointment. This is not there. This is not the president you expect. Okay, the president you expected to be that is there. That you said, because you stated it in the tweet that we should come and support him. What have he done so far? What has he done? What are he came to come and remove for it. Today, do you understand that we're still suffering that field problem? Do you understand that? What have he done to come and ease the problem? Instead, we are not seeing any ease. And this one is somewhere, he has done something small to ease a group of people in a community that's suffering, that has no water. It's controversial. It's disappointing. Please deal with the disappointment, Mr. Peter Obi. And His Excellency, ex-governor of Anambra State, dear Honorable, I don't know what I won't call you again this morning. Sharp Peter Obi. Please, don't let the thoughts of people disturb you. Continue with the good one, because guess what? We don't eat
I
and
don't
live on
think he's
this
that
earth.
kind of man, to be honest.
Whether he is or not, we need to understand that human beings have emotions.
Yeah,
Nigerians need to understand it.
But
human beings have emotions.
You know one thing with being a good leader, regardless of what is thrown at you, you would always stand jigba and you will not move.
Peter, if I call you Peter Obi now, goes with see. Let's face see. I believe in calling a spade a spade.
No, I feel you.
Forget the fact of a good leader this, a good leader that. The other time, I think over the weekend, I saw a post, a tweet from Pastor Jerry Eze. He was literally coming out to say, pastors are human beings. We are already at war. The fact that you think somebody is just good enough, or someone is at a particular position, you think the person is not vulnerable, you think the person is dead to emotions, and you come up to say things that are just not making sense. It doesn't work that way. Put yourself in the person's shoe. If it were to be you, would you be happy that you do something from your own pockets, not from any government pockets? And someone is coming to say it's controversial. We didn't expect that. What did you expect from him?
Now,
did you vote him and see if he's not going to do the work? What did you expect from him? Person that you have voted in, what has he done? I'm still waiting to see, Sha. He still has 8 more years. I beg, let's leave controversy. I was waiting for this story since this morning. I knew you were going to. That's why I said, leave all this long talk. You're talking. That's why I said, it's not a problem of the government officials alone. We need to hand it over to the private sector.
This is it here. So, I am not supporting Beta Peter Obi or anything. I'm just on the note that if somebody is doing something good, it should be appreciated for it, you know, instead of being having the whole backlash and all of that. Some people even came up to say that, oh, if he has wanted to do it without, you know, without having like the fame and all of those things, he would have just done it and not add donated by Peter.
Who should he add? Donated by whom?
But I mean, I feel like
donated by who? Donated by Nigeria. Is it Nigeria?
Nigerians.
I beg you. I beg you. I don't have a problem with who is sitting on that seat. I have a problem with somebody is doing a work and you have a problem with the person because why? You think everything is about controversy. Exactly. You think everything is about politics. So we are way beyond politics in Nigeria. We have serious problems. We need to deal with
it. You know, like that is the end point.
Come on.
We have a whole lot of problems that we are supposed to be thinking of. And not, like I said earlier, I am not for or against Peter Obi. I am just on the state that if somebody does something good, he should be, you know, appreciated for it. So on that note, Joy, I beg, allow me to talk, I beg. If you allow Joy, you see, MJ is not on this seat though, it's Joy. So let's quickly go on a short break, guys. And when we come back, we'll be diving straight to the book review segment. Please stay with us. You're still watching Waste Breakfast. So yes, it's the book review segment. And this is almost a shout segment, but because of the mood that she's in, What did I say? That she's in it.
Oh God, man, you guys.
Joy, don't do this.
I need a break from this country, please. Who's gonna take me on? Another break.
Is that not why you're always running away from those countries?
Do you understand? That's why I don't like to review your stories because it's too much. I need a break.
So yes, I mean, just like I said, the book. We've been reviewing this book for like 2 weeks now. It's the before I say it's the book review segment again. The book we're reviewing today, or we've been reviewing over time, is the book by James Clear, Atomic Habits. So yes, we'll be taking up chapter 7, which is The Secret is Self-Control. Now, the intervention of the first law, which is the cues that make it obvious, right, will change the behavior, make it invisible. Now, once a habit is formed, it is unlikely to be forgotten. People with high self-control tend to spend less time in tempting situations. It's easier to avoid temptation than resist it. Now, I mean, not all of us actually even know how to how to be self-controlled. Not everybody know how to control themselves. You know when we spoke about the fact that, oh, the first law says we should actually if we have a certain kind of habit or a certain kind of behavior that we want to change, you have to first of all make it obvious to yourself that, okay, this thing, no, this is my problem, right? And now it's how to solve it. Now it's still coming back to say, for you to now remove or make a bad habit that you have, turn it to a good habit, right? Or walk away from a bad habit and have a good habit. Now you have to have self-control. Now, how would you cannot have self-control if you don't see the thing and walk away from it. Now, what James Clear is trying to tell us now is you have to have self-control when at the same time when you're working on your habit. So I understand that, okay, smoking is a habit that you want to change, right? Now, instead of you to keep smoking, what you now do is you don't try as much as possible not to even see a lighter. Try as much as possible not to see a stroke of cigarettes, all of those things that you smoke, or even if it's alcohol, all of those bad habits that you have, try as much as possible not to see it at all. Because something you don't see, it's easy for you to change, it's easy for you to walk away from that habit than you trying to resist it. So something is in front of you, and you are saying, oh, I will not take it. So, it's a whole lot. Joy, please. Oh my God.
Gosbity has said everything around
Wrapping up, sorry.
Yeah, Gosbity has said everything around this, but it's just interesting to know that self-control is a short-term strategy, not a long-term. So just apply what has been said and you'll be okay.
Thank you so much, Joy. So yes, wrapping up, I feel like today's conversation has been an interesting one. So as we conclude this enriching dialogue, thank you so much, our viewers, for viewing and tuning in. It's not easy, like I always say. Thank you so much. Today's conversation has truly been enlightening and delightful. Join us again tomorrow for another captivating discussion, beaming with even more insight and entertainment. And don't forget to tune in to Waste Prime at 8 p.m. where education and, laughter collide to give you unforgettable experience. So on behalf of myself and my beautiful body, thank God that she's not back. It's goodbye for now. We eagerly anticipate our next interaction. So until then, stay inspired, stay tuned, keep seeking knowledge, and be with me. So till tomorrow. Bye.